can take place. We've just heard about a campaign in Estonia that is helping to raise awareness. If I can start by giving you a little bit of history, Level Playing Field in the UK has run a campaign called actually Level Playing Field for about 10 years now. If I tell you that that campaign runs with zero budget, i.e. there is no funds available, but it still runs every season, clubs still get involved in the campaign, and the idea of the campaign is to celebrate access and inclusion, to celebrate disabled fans, such an important part of the fan base, disabled fans, and to share good practice examples and just use the opportunity to put a spotlight on this subject at least once in a season. Of course, it should be throughout the season, but at least once to give special attention. And it occurred to us in the work we were doing in Poland and Ukraine that it made sense to actually try to have something similar working culturally in the right backdrop with local partners carrying it forward. It's been a tremendous success, and I'm delighted to welcome on stage Michal Fitas, please, who's the Vice President of KKM Poland. Hi, Michal.
Hi.
I'm also inviting on stage Michael Rice, who's coming up with Michal, who's the Communications Manager at CAFE. And I'd also like to invite on stage Alex Ostapa, who is the Project Coordinator in Ukraine for CAFE. And I want to make a special reference to Tetiana Gluchenko, who is in the audience, and I know will be pleased to share with you the stories of how Metalist Kharkiv have taken this campaign on board and really added the club's support and passion and helped make it a great success. So if we can start, please. Mike, I think you're going to tell us a little bit about the campaign and how it's run in Poland and Ukraine. I think that should be on, if not use the other one.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Michael Rice, and as Joyce said, I'm the Communications Manager at CAFE. I started working with CAFE just before our first international conference, so it's great to be back for the second one as well, to see so many familiar faces. And I'm here today to tell you a little bit about our Week of Action campaign. So the Week of Action was delivered for the last 3 years in Poland and Ukraine as part of our legacy project around UEFA Euro 2012. As we heard yesterday, CAFE was the official charity of the tournament, and we delivered the Respect Inclusion Football with No Limits project in both countries. We've worked with clubs, leagues and national associations to celebrate total football, total access, but none of it will be possible without the disabled fans and disabled fans groups in both countries. I'll just run you quickly through some of the key successes we had in both countries. The Week of Action campaign received the full support of the Football Federation of Ukraine and of the Ukrainian Premier League. We had televised pre-match ceremonies at top-flight clubs on the weekend of the campaign each year. One weekend every year was dedicated entirely to the Week of Action campaign, and the players entered the field wearing CAFE T-shirts with a CAFE banner, and the captains read a message of support for our works. And permanent CAFE Week of Action signs have been installed in a number of stadiums in Ukraine, which leaves a long-lasting legacy of total football, total access in the country. In Poland, we've had 42 of these ceremonies just in the last 2 years, and audio descriptive commentary was introduced at the Stadion Narodowy, the National Stadium of Warsaw. And this year's campaign, we had over 1,000 disabled fans attending one match in Slask, Wroclaw, which was around 10% of the total crowd, and I'm sure Michal will tell us more about that shortly. To raise the profile of our works, we enlisted the help of some high-profile ambassadors. They were players, football executives, and they helped to spread the message of total football, total access with us. And in Poland, these included Michal Liszkiewicz and Jarosław Bieniuk, and in Ukraine, we had international players such as Sergei Pochorylai and Dmytro Chigrinsky. And finally, we offered some special recognition awards where people had gone above and beyond in the name of total football, total access. These were awarded in both Poland and Ukraine into 3 categories. We had individuals, we had DSGs, disabled supporters groups, and we had the club and stadium who'd gone above and beyond. And some of the winners of that are here today with us, so it'd be great to hear their experiences as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike. So you get a flavour of the amount of activity that's gone on, and the fact that that was actually televised on national television. Yet again, here is football going beyond the pitch and beyond football and beyond match day and really raising awareness. Michal, you're doing some really amazing work in Poland, and I think it would be lovely to hear a bit of some of that and that very, very special moment with that very, very special match. Can you perhaps describe a little bit about what happened, how you went about it, and how the Week of Action works for you?
Dear delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I have big pleasure to be here. Second time, because first time in London, now in Paris. And I have big pleasure to talk to you about a big event that took place in April this year, because it's funny, because 4 weeks before Cafe Week of Action, we didn't know what we want to do in the Week of Action. We wanted to do something special that I can tell you now. And 3 weeks before Week of Action, we had an idea. Let's do the record. Let's invite 1,000 disabled people for our stadium. We saw the pictures and we saw the friendly match between Slask Wroclaw, our club, and our friendly club, Lechia Gdańsk. And, okay, we have 3 weeks, we can do it. In cooperation with our club, in cooperation with our DSA, KKN, and in cooperation with Lower Silesia district government, we did it. We invite many NGOs similar to our NGO, and NGOs which activated disabled person in Lower Silesia district. And we had on our stadium, by the way, has 100 places for wheelchairs, 100 for assistant person, and in cooperation with club, we have also almost 100 easy access seats, and it's very important in Poland. Every ticket in our club is free. Maybe it's funny in our countries, but in Poland it's very important, and that's why we can do a record, and generally we invite NGOs, as I said, and in total we have, as Michael said, 1,005 disabled persons and above 200 assistants, because many groups with disabled people from other cities has had one assisted person for few disabled person, and generally we worked very hard. I had call phones all time, all night, all day for 1 week. And generally was tired, but we did it, and we are proud to say about it, and generally I'm very happy to I can say it, and maybe in other countries, maybe in other students, it will be possible.
I think that's an important challenge you've given there, Michal. I didn't realise you'd done it in 3 weeks. That's extraordinary.
Yes, really. Yeah. We didn't know 4 weeks before and 3 weeks before we...
Wow.
So it was short time, but it was very hard work, and we did it.
Well, I mean, once again, a huge congratulations. It just goes to show, here again we have champions, Michal and his colleagues at KKN, really making the change. 1,000 disabled people with Pavel over there, that many of which would have probably never been to a football match, and I suspect many of them are coming back now, are they, from that experience? So
one more thing, you said tomorrow about DLO. We don't have DLO in the club, but we as KKN, as you say, are DLO.
Well, I think
It's other model that you said again, that you said tomorrow, but it's also good and works.
I think you should have both. Then it's even stronger.
Maybe,
even stronger.
maybe,
So that would be
maybe
really good.
next year, if you have a
it will be even stronger.
license.
So the award that CAFE gave you in recognition of your work clearly speaks for itself. What has struck us is in the legacy we keep talking about from these large sporting events in Poland, it has been proven over and over again, you know, this topic, the dedication, the commitment from disabled fans groups, from the clubs. But I keep coming back to the important point you're making. These user-led groups are so important. I think you have a little announcement for us, do you, about the national
Yes,
group?
yes. I can say it because it's unofficial now, but 2 weeks ago we had a special conference, a special meeting where 11 DSA from Poland met each other, and generally we decided to set up a new organization which will be organized every disabled supporter association, and we set up federation. We called it Federation of Disabled People in Poland. And in 2 weeks, during the friendly game between Poland and Czech Republic, it will be official set up. So we're working, and generally our general target is to be a partner to talk with our FA, our extra league,
Fantastic.
with you, of course, with CAFE, because units are not able to do something more and do something big, and we like to do something big as always.
I'm sure you will, and many, many congratulations, and thank you very much, Michal.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alex, we have similar success stories, of course, across Ukraine, and we heard from Natalia yesterday about some of the legacy work and what went on during Euro 2012, and we heard from Lubomir about audio description, and we, of course, in the presentation from Mike, learnt that, that there were celebrations and official match ceremonies during the week of action across all of the Ukraine Premier League clubs, and that was televised on national television as part of their sports and football coverage for that weekend. I know that you are working closely with some of the clubs, and in particular FC Metalist, and I'd just like you just to summarise for the audience just what it means to the club to be able to say thank you and to recognise their loyal disabled fans.
Okay, good day, all delegates. First of all, when I came work in Cafe in 2013, we covered just eight clubs in Premier League to celebrate Week of Action. Now we cover all Premier League, and we signed memorandum of cooperation with First and Second League, and we like to start Week of Action in other leagues in Ukraine. And we have a lot of clubs who help their disabled supporters, but one of the greatest examples is FC Metalist. They started work with disabled supporters before Euro 2012, and 2 years ago they launched DSA Metal Hearts, and they have almost 1,000 disabled supporters in their DSA, and it's really important work with disabled supporters, and all football players know their disabled fans, and always greets before game, after game. Head coach always come and shaking hands, and they do really big work. They have different coordinators in their DSA which work with with people with different disabilities, and they gather them together, and I know that it's a great great victory when they launched smallest but accessible service at the stadium, instead huge meetings with football players, because really accessible stadium is is a victory for all disabled supporters, not even to home disabled supporters, and for guest disabled supporters.
Thank you very much. And I think, if we may, we just should give a round of applause to Tetiana. I can't see where she is. Are you able to stand up, Tetiana? We'd just like to say a very well-deserved award, and thank you very much for all the support from your club and all the other Ukrainian clubs. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. In closing this session, before you go to the break, we have a cafe advisory group which is made up of disabled fans, some that are experts and some that are representatives of their national disabled supporter groups. And we had a meeting on Thursday together to talk about a number of different things and to network with one another. But one of the things we spoke about was the possibility to extend the Cafe Week of Action to other countries, to your own countries, to your own clubs. I'd just like to sow that seed. It's a great way to celebrate this topic, to put the spotlight on it, but in a way that really says to the clubs as well, we recognise the work that you're doing, but allows the clubs to recognise, and as we keep saying, acknowledge and thank the real dedication of disabled fans. And I've said this over and over, very often your most loyal fans will be your disabled fans, believe you me. So thank you to everybody. I hope it's sown a seed of interest. Please speak to Cafe if you would like to get involved in the Week of Action next year. It's in April and I can't remember the dates, but we'll share that with you. And I know that the Scottish DSA and the Scottish Football Association have already made a commitment that they're going to take it up later on this season in April anyway. So have a think about it, get back in touch with us. Enjoy the break. If I can please ask you to be back.